Hi everyone, it's been so lovely to see you today. Really hats off to the guys who turned up today to face the music and to celebrate those who did. Awesome peeps, whether you put on or whether you lost, just great to face it, so well done. I just wanted to talk a little bit about how I'm dealing with the fact that I'm now, having been on holiday myself and chosen to eat off of my maintenance plan, I've put on about half a stone, and how I thought it would be helpful for you guys to hear a little bit about how I manage that and how I deal with it, from pretty much a psychological perspective, I guess, because it's no different what I have to do as a maintainer to what you guys have to do to actually lose the weight, or losing weight, just in different ways. So this was me last night. I was stood in the kitchen. The rest of the family were in the lounge watching Game of Thrones, and I had pretty much eaten my way around the kitchen yesterday, around the house, external to the house, anything I could lay my hands on pretty much. By when it was about 10:30, I think 10 o'clock, when the guys were watching Game of Thrones, this was me in the kitchen going as quietly as I could, opening up some sweet and salty popcorn, and then quietly, so as not to disturb anyone and give the game away as to what I was doing, started shoveling away popcorn. I didn't even want it. I wasn't hungry. I definitely didn't really enjoy it. I just felt racked with guilt that I was eating yet another thing, and why couldn't I get in control, and what was the matter with me, and had I learnt nothing in 4 years. Secret eating, actually. Didn't want anyone to know about it. Was not a happy person, not a happy picture. And then today, so I'm now the end of my first fast day of the week. The way I'm going to ringing the changes a little bit, and I am going to try having a week of, instead of doing strict step 2, which is what I normally do after holidays, I'm not going to panic. I'm going to do a fast day today, which I did do. So I've had my 600 calories today. I'm just about to have actually a strawberry bar, because it's, when I'm seeing clients, it's dead easy for me just to grab the bars. I don't always do that, but today I have. So when I finish this video, I'm going to poodle off and go and do my go and have my strawberry bar, and my I have about 4 litres of water. Tomorrow I'm going to stick to my 1,000 calories, so basically step 3. I don't use the products for that, although if I wanted to I would, but step 3 for the rest of the week. Thursday I'm going to have a second fast day of 600 calories. And then I'm going to see what my weight is at the weekend, and if I think that actually it's not gone down as much as I would have hoped by doing 2 fast days, and so by next Monday I think is when I'll weigh again, then I will think about doing step 2 next week. But I'm hoping that will be enough to knock on the head the weight without having to be really strict about going back onto step 2 again. So that's practically what I'm going to do. I'm putting in place careful systems this week to make sure that on a day-to-day basis I'm clear about what I'm doing, and I've got a very clear plan about what I'm eating for the whole week. I've already told Bruce we are not having breakfast out next Saturday morning as we normally do, because the temptation will be too much. I've said that if he does want to do one of his feasts on Saturday, as he tends to do, then I will just stick to my 1,000 calories for the day for the Saturday. So I'm putting in place lots of strategies. I'm keeping very busy. I've got every single day planned out this week, and that's practically what I'm doing. I'm going to bed early, so as soon as I finish this, what is it? It's nearly 8:30 now. As soon as I finish this, I'm literally vanishing off to bed with my strawberry bar, leaving the kids to it. So that someone has recorded the new Great British Bake Off for me. I'm going to sit and watch how about that? Sucker for punishment. I'm going to sit and watch that. So that's practically what I'm doing. But how do I psychologically get my head around the fact that over the last 3 weeks or so, 2.5 weeks, I've just had no rules around eating, and other than the first week, I did have 2 fast days that first week, but other than that, I've pretty much ate whatever I wanted whenever I wanted it. How do I go from that mindset to this? I'm now nearly at the end of my first day. I've been religiously on my 600 calories and about to finish my 4 litres of water here. How do I do it? Well, I do it in 2 ways. I do it by instead of thinking poor me, and absolutely last night one of the reasons I was munching away on the popcorn was there was a huge part of me that was basically my little inner 2-year-old going, I don't want to do this. I do not want to do this. It's not fair that I have to watch my weight so carefully. I want to just enjoy and relax and eat whatever I want whenever I want it. And it's not fair that I have to be so careful. Last night, that was probably the main reason why I was munching the popcorn, almost in spite of myself, and why I worked my way around the house eating whatever I could yesterday. Because I felt deprived and I felt poor me. If I carry on feeling that way and carry on having that mindset and mentality, then I just get more and more resentful, and I can't do it. I end up treating myself with food because that's a way to look after myself, I think. Which actually isn't, is it, as we know. So what I do right from this morning is I sat and I meant to bring the list down, and I haven't, so I'll just tell you what it is. This morning before I got up, I wrote a list of all the reasons why I'm grateful that I can choose to be careful again. So I said things like, I'm so grateful that I have access to these products and that I can choose to par back. I'm so grateful that I am making the effort to stay slim. I'm so grateful that I still want to hold on to all the good things there are about being slim, and I'm so grateful that I want to still stay feeling a healthy BMI, so that I'm healthy for the kids and for myself. I'm so grateful that I want to stay so the clothes are slightly tighter. I'm grateful that I want to get them loose again, and I'm prepared to put that effort in. And I'm very much looking at it from the attitude of how lucky am I that I can do it and that I'm wanting to do it. Because I really do want to do it. I don't want to feel uncomfortable. I don't want to feel that I'm losing control. And that leads me on to the next thing that I do, and that is that as a maintainer, well, as someone who loses weight, so when I was losing my 7.5 stone, I had really clear goals about what it was I was aiming for, and I didn't, when I got to goal, abandon all those goals. I still use goal setting as a really good way to motivate me. So my current thing that I'm aiming for is 2 weeks being, very careful this week, possibly a week of step 2 next week. Let's just see what my weight is. And I'm going to do that for 2 weeks. That will take me through till the 16th of September, which is when we are taking Ollie off to university. And I want to get to that point knowing that I have lost whatever holiday weight I've put on, so that if I am tempted to have a bit of cake or a slap-up meal because I'm feeling so sad about Ollie leaving, well, I will without the guilt and worry. And also we are staying over at my mother-in-law's, and I want to be able to know that I can walk in there still proud that I've lost, that I'm still maintaining my weight fine, and know that that's something I've achieved without the worry of, not that she would ever judge me, but without the worry of me thinking that she's thinking, oh bless her, she started to put her weight back on again, and I didn't want that. So I use goals all the time to keep me focused still. So I'm grateful that I can do this. I have a system in place for dealing with every day, and I have a short-term goal of 2 weeks' time what I want to achieve, and I think about that time in 2 weeks' time all the time. I think about what happens, how will I feel if I don't get there, and how will I feel if I do get there, and I know what I'd rather feel. Hope that helps.